I wrapped it myself. You can tell by the imperfections. Christmas in July. Does anybody remember Eddie? Eddie? I think it was his idea. And I thought it was a really good idea, and I'm really glad we do it. And I think it's something I'm going to do for the rest of my career because it's so important that we talk about the birth of Jesus. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. It's strange that is it a coincidence that it is always the same week that the Detroit Lions begin their training camp? Because it really does feel like Christmas sometimes, right? When our favorite things start again. Which you may wonder, well, that's why he's wearing his Christmas in July shoes. So, okay, anyway. All right, Christmas in July. A present, a gift. I wrapped this gift yesterday, and pretty excited about the wrapping job, getting the opportunity to wrap more and more gifts now that we have somebody at home who expects a lot of gifts a couple times a year. But what's the first thing you think of when you see a gift? The first question I ask when I see a gift is, who's it for? Right? Who's it for? Is that for me or is that for somebody else? And then, if I find out that it's for me, I think, oh, well, you shouldn't have. Right? Anyone else? But deep down inside, you're thinking, but I'm glad you did. Right? You shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. And then you look at it. And does anyone else start to try and figure out what it is? There's this, when a gift is wrapped, and somebody says that it's for you, there is this immediate excitement, this mystery, right? What can it be? And so the first thing you think of is, well, what is it not? What do we know that it's not? A car. Well, it could be keys, right? It could be keys. We know it's not golf clubs, right? We know it's not a golf bag. We know it's not a television. We know it's not a pair of shoes. A pair of shoes wouldn't fit in here. So we immediately think, well, that all those things, that's what it's not. Then we think, okay, well, what can it be? What can it be? Well, it can be clothes, right? Could be a Detroit Lions jersey, right? Could be golf balls. Could be a number of things. I remember when I was a kid, I was about 12 years old, there was a gift under the tree that was put under the tree the first week of December. Every day I picked it up, and I looked at it, and I weighed it, and I thought, what could it be? And I thought for sure it was a Super Nintendo. And then Christmas morning came, and I opened it, and it was a dictionary. We think, what can it be? The possibilities are nearly endless now, right? With gift cards and with all sorts of different ways to give gifts, the possibilities are nearly endless. So when you hear that you have a gift, and you look at it and you think, well, I know it's not a couple of things, but really the possibilities of what it can be are endless. And so you think of all the things that it can be, and you start to get excited, right? All the things that it can be. And then you open it, and you find out what it is. That's kind of the emotional roller coaster of opening a gift. Not even a roller coaster, the emotional high of getting a gift. So when we talk about Jesus being the best gift of all, there is truly, when we say the best gift of all, there is no other gift that the world has ever been given that surpasses the gift of Jesus Christ. The reality that God has become one of us. That God, the incarnation, God becoming man, taking on the same limitations that we all have, taking on the same kind of body that we all have. It is truly the greatest gift for mankind. When we say, who is the gift for? This gift is for all. It's for everyone. And what is great about this gift is that with God, prior to this gift, the things of God was a mystery. God was a mystery, and they weren't really excited to figure out more about God. It wasn't one of those mysteries like, wow, this is an exciting mystery. It's kind of like a mystery to be frightened by, to be intimidated by. And so this gift, God becomes man and lives among us. First, the best part of this gift, one of the best parts about this gift, is that Jesus being Jesus, living among us, saying the things that Jesus said, doing the things that Jesus did, tells us what God is not like. Tells us what God is not like. And that is good news. Because there is no Bible story where it says, and this guy wanted to go up and talk to Jesus, but he was intimidated and afraid, and so he didn't. No, all our stories are about people going up to Jesus because it seems like Jesus was an approachable guy. Jesus was friendly. Jesus was gentle. Jesus was kind. There was never anybody who was afraid to go up to Jesus. And there is never a reason to be afraid to turn to God. God is not a God who punishes. God is not a God who hates. God is not a God who holds a grudge. God is not a God who despises. God is a God of love. Which is the next best thing about this gift, is that not only does it tell us who God is not, it tells us who God is. What is God like? Jesus comes and walked around and talked and told people and taught people for several years, telling people about what God is like. God is a God of mercy. God is a God of grace. God is a God of forgiveness. God is a God of love. God is a God for you. God wants the best for you. God is with you. But this is a good gift, but this gift leads to another gift, another more powerful gift. This is truly the gift of Jesus. This is truly the gift of Christmas. The incarnation is for a purpose, and that purpose is to die. Jesus came and lived so that we might know what God is like, and Jesus came to die so that we might know how much we are loved. When we look at a gift that is wrapped, the possibilities are nearly endless. But when we look at a God who loves, we know that anything is possible because of God. Because God is God, love is possible. Because God is God, peace is possible. Because God is God, unity is possible whenever we put God first. When we see a gift for us, we think, you shouldn't have. And when we look at God's love for us, God's sacrificial love on the cross, we think, wow, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have, and I wish you didn't have to. Because I will never love you in return, God, the way that you love me. Because even though I know how much you love me, I'm going to continue to fail. I will never be the person you created me to be. I will never be fully obedient. I will never be fully righteous. I'll never be able to do the things that you ask me to do. You really shouldn't have, and I wish you didn't have to, Lord. But I'm really glad you did. Amen.